what if instead of slaying that fearsome monster, you offered it a place at your table? Not just a temporary truce.
Yeah.
But a genuine alliance.
Right.
A bond of trust.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered that in your D&D games?
I have, and it's always thrilling to kind of turn those expectations on their head.
Yeah.
In a recent campaign, my party, we encountered a group of goblins terrorizing a village.
Okay.
But as we delved deeper, we discovered they were desperate. They were driven to theft by a powerful ogre who had taken over their mind.
Instead of wiping them out, you helped them.
We struck a deal.
Okay.
Help us defeat the ogre and reclaim the mine, and we'll vouch for you to the village.
Wow.
It led to some tense negotiations, but ultimately the alliance proved invaluable.
Yeah.
The goblins knew the mine's tunnels like the backs of their hands.
Oh, wow.
Guiding us through secret passages and even setting traps for the ogre.
That's the beauty of this whole idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
Monster allies offer a completely different dynamic than your typical companions.
Right.
This article from LitRPG Reads really explores this concept, diving into why monsters make such compelling allies in the first place.
Yeah, one key aspect, I think, is the emotional investment.
Yeah.
You're taking a creature players would normally fight.
Right.
And turning it into a trusted comrade.
Yeah.
That shift in perspective forces players to reconsider their assumptions and confront their prejudices.
The article uses a great analogy,
Okay.
saying that gaining a monster's loyalty can be as perilous as slaying a dragon.
Wow.
It's not something handed out lightly.
Right.
It requires effort,
Yeah.
understanding, and a willingness to see beyond the monster's facade.
And that's where the unpredictability comes in.
Okay.
Monster allies, they introduce their own customs, their own motivations, and even languages to the game.
Yeah.
A goblin's idea of a gift
Yeah.
might be vastly different from a human's, leading to both humorous and tense situations.
So it's not just about having a cool monster by your side.
Right.
It's about integrating them into the story
Yeah,
and the world in a believable way.
totally.
The article spends quite a bit of time discussing the art of role-playing, these unique allies,
Okay.
highlighting the need to understand their motivations,
Right.
flaws, and goals.
Imagine a cave troll who yearns to create art, but is hampered by their clumsy nature.
Okay.
Or a manticore who secretly longs for a peaceful forest,
Interesting.
haunted by its predatory instincts. These are not just monsters, they're characters with depth,
Right.
capable of growth and change.
Those flaws are essential, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely.
Well, makes them feel real, relatable.
The article points out that these flaws
Yeah.
are often what make them seek out adventurers in the first place.
Okay.
A dragon terrified of failing its hoard's legacy might seek out heroes to train it in combat.
Wow.
A minotaur struggling to control their rage. Right.
Might need the party's help to find inner peace.
The article then dives into 5 specific monsters,
Okay.
suggesting ways to turn them into allies.
Okay.
The grateful owlbear, the reformed succubus or incubus,
Okay.
the helpful myconid sovereign,
Interesting.
the wandering minotaur philosopher, and the ancient treant protector.
Let's start with the owlbear.
Okay.
The article suggests that saving an owlbear cub could be the key to earning the loyalty of its powerful parent.
Interesting.
It plays on the creature's protective instincts,
Yeah,
demonstrating a respect for its family
right.
that could lay the foundation for a future alliance.
But as the article stresses, this isn't a one-time deal.
Right.
Trust, especially with a creature as powerful
Yeah.
and unpredictable as an owlbear, must be nurtured. Continued acts of kindness, defending its territory, or even helping it recover from an injury
Right.
show a genuine commitment to the owlbear's well-being.
And that consistent effort can pay off in spades.
Yeah. An owlbear can be an incredibly fierce protector, a loyal companion, and a truly unique addition to any party.
Next up, we have the reformed succubus or incubus.
Okay.
Now, this is where things get really interesting.
Right.
It challenges the traditional D&D alignment system, suggesting that even creatures typically associated with evil
Right.
can choose a different path.
It's a complex concept
Yeah.
that requires careful consideration.
For sure.
The article suggests playing up the internal struggle
Okay.
between their fiendish nature and their desire for redemption. Imagine a succubus haunted by past deeds.
Right.
Seeking to use their charm and guile for good.
Yeah.
But constantly tempted by their darker impulses.
That internal conflict can be a goldmine for role-playing opportunities.
Absolutely.
Imagine the moral dilemmas.
Yeah.
The tension within the party as they grapple with their distrust.
Right.
And the succubus's constant struggle to prove their sincerity.
The article provides a helpful table, highlighting potential conflicts and opportunities such an alliance might present. They could offer valuable assistance, using their charm to sway NPCs, or their knowledge of fiendish plots to protect the party.
Right.
But their presence might also draw unwanted attention.
Oh!
Or create suspicion among those they encounter.
It's a high-risk, high-reward scenario that can add a layer of moral complexity and dramatic tension to any campaign.
For sure.
But let's move on to a monster known for its peacefulness.
Okay.
The helpful myconid sovereign.
All right.
What makes these fungal beings such intriguing allies?
Myconids offer a unique perspective on the world, connected to nature in a way few other creatures are. Earning their trust requires a deep respect for their way of life.
Okay.
An understanding of their connection to the fungal network that binds them together.
And their way of communicating through spores rather than words presents a fascinating challenge for players, encouraging them to think beyond typical verbal interactions.
The article suggests that the rewards of such an alliance are well worth the effort.
Okay.
Myconids can offer safe haven in their underground networks, guide parties through treacherous terrain, and even share ancient wisdom gleaned from their interconnected consciousness.
Imagine seeking refuge in a myconid colony.
Wow.
The silence broken only by the rustling of spores.
Right.
As you receive guidance from a being that has witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations.
That's amazing.
It's a far cry from the typical tavern meeting.
Indeed, myconids offer a connection to the natural world that can be both humbling and enlightening, reminding players that there are forces at play beyond the scope of typical adventuring life.
That brings us to the wandering minotaur philosopher.
All right.
A creature that shatters the typical image of a raging beast trapped in a labyrinth.
Instead of brute force, this minotaur seeks knowledge and wisdom, offering guidance and protection in exchange for opportunities to learn and explore. It's a wonderful subversion of expectations, highlighting the intelligence and depth that can be found in unexpected places.
The article lays out several potential backstories and abilities for such a character.
Right.
Imagine a minotaur exiled from their labyrinth for pursuing philosophical studies instead of martial prowess.
Wow.
Or one who seeks to collect forgotten scrolls, share their wisdom with those who prove worthy.
Their knowledge of ancient ruins and lost civilizations could lead the party to incredible discoveries, while their philosophical insights might challenge the party's assumptions and lead them to consider new approaches to problem solving.
And of course, their physical strength is not to be underestimated.
Right.
A minotaur philosopher could be a valuable protector, but one whose actions are guided by wisdom rather than blind rage.
It's an intriguing combination that reminds us that intelligence and strength are not mutually exclusive.
Finally, we have the ancient treant protector,
Okay.
a creature embodying the power and wisdom of nature itself.
Treants are the guardians of the forests, silent witnesses to the passage of centuries.
Wow.
Earning their trust requires a demonstrated commitment to protecting the natural world, a respect for the delicate balance that treants embody.
And their assistance can be invaluable.
Yeah.
Imagine a treant summoning creatures of the forest to aid the party in battle,
Right.
or parting ancient boughs to reveal hidden pathways through dense woodlands.
They might share lore about long-forgotten civilizations, or offer insights into the magical forces that flow through the natural world. But their wisdom extends beyond mere knowledge.
Yeah.
Treants can challenge the party's assumptions about progress and civilization, forcing them to consider the impact of their actions on the world around them.
So we've covered a wide range of potential allies, from the fierce owlbear to the contemplative treant. But how do you actually go about building trust with such diverse creatures?
Well, building trust with a monster. It isn't about dominance or taming.
Okay.
It's about understanding their motivations, respecting their culture, and approaching them with empathy.
The article really emphasizes the importance of diplomacy.
Uh-huh.
It's not just about what you say,
Right.
but how you say it.
Yeah.
A careless word or a disrespectful gesture could shatter any chance of alliance,
Yeah.
especially with creatures who've been mistreated or hunted by humanoids in the past.
It's like navigating a complex dance.
Okay.
Carefully choosing your words and actions to demonstrate your sincerity. Imagine negotiating with a group of goblins.
Okay.
Their culture might value strength and cunning above all else.
Righty.
So displays of brute force or clever tactics
Yeah.
might earn their respect more than flowery speeches.
But words alone aren't enough.
Right.
The article suggests that acts of kindness, tailored to the creature's specific needs, can be incredibly powerful.
Yeah.
Healing a wounded owlbear cub, for example,
Right.
would show far more than any promise of friendship.
Those actions speak volumes.
Yeah.
Helping a minotaur philosopher recover a stolen scroll demonstrates a respect for knowledge that they would appreciate. Defending a treant's grove from encroaching loggers
Okay.
proves your dedication to the natural world in a way that words never could.
It's about showing them you're not just there to exploit their abilities, but to genuinely help them.
The article suggests another clever approach,
Okay.
designing quests that align the interests of both the party and the monster.
So finding ways to benefit both sides.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Imagine the party needs to retrieve a magical artifact from a dungeon, and their treant ally needs a rare herb that grows within those same depths.
Okay.
Working together toward a common goal
Yeah.
can forge a bond far stronger than any temporary truce.
But earning trust is just the first step.
Right.
Maintaining it over time, especially in a world as chaotic as a D&D campaign,
Yeah.
presents its own challenges.
The article highlights several potential pitfalls.
Okay.
Misunderstandings stemming from cultural differences can quickly erode trust.
Right.
What might seem like a harmless gesture to the party
Yeah.
could be a grave insult to a myconid or a minotaur.
So constant communication is key, right?
Absolutely. Transparency is essential.
Okay.
If the party needs to do something, that might seem like a betrayal.
Okay.
Even if it's for the greater good.
Right.
They need to explain their actions to their monster ally.
Yeah.
Imagine a party needing to deceive a group of bandits to get information.
Okay.
Their reformed succubus ally, who values honesty above all else, might see this as a betrayal of trust,
Nice.
even if the party's intentions are ultimately good.
It's like any relationship.
Yeah.
Honesty and open communication are essential to building and maintaining trust.
Betrayals, real or perceived, can shatter even the strongest alliance.
Okay.
The article gives a great example.
Yeah.
Imagine a party hunting for sport within the territory of their owlbear ally.
Oh.
Even if they don't intend to harm the owlbear or its cubs, the act itself could be perceived as a hostile act, a violation of the trust they've built.
That's why it's so important to be mindful of the monster's values and sensitivities.
The article provides a helpful table
Okay.
outlining loyalty conditions and betrayal triggers for different monster types. For an owlbear, protecting its cubs is paramount.
Right.
For a succubus, respecting their transformation and not treating them like a fiend is essential. Myconids value peace and harmony above all else.
Okay.
Understanding these sensitivities can help players avoid unintentional betrayals and ensure that their alliances remain strong.
So we've discussed why monsters make compelling allies.
Right.
And how to establish and maintain trust with them. But how do we go beyond just having them tag along on adventures?
Yeah.
How do we make them integral parts of the story?
That's where the real magic happens.
Okay.
Instead of treating them as sidekicks or tools, the article suggests weaving them into the narrative's fabric, allowing their personal stories and motivations to intertwine with the party's goals and the campaign's overarching themes.
So not just Monster of the Week.
Right.
But a recurring character with their own arc.
Exactly. The article proposes a 3-act structure for integrating monster allies into the story.
Sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
Act 1 is all about establishing the monster ally. This could be a dramatic encounter, a whispered rumor, or even a prophetic dream.
Right.
The key is to spark the player's interest and introduce the ally's unique circumstances and motivations.
For example, the party stumbles upon a wounded owlbear cub while exploring a forest. As they tend to its wounds, they attract the attention of its fiercely protective parent.
Right.
Or a reformed succubus seeking sanctuary approaches the party,
Okay.
offering their knowledge in exchange for protection from those who would exploit their past.
Exactly.
Right.
And in Act 2, the alliance deepens. The relationship between the party and their monster ally is tested through trials of loyalty and trust.
Right.
They might face moral dilemmas that force them to choose between their allies' needs and the greater good.
Perhaps the party needs to infiltrate a corrupt city, and their succubus ally is tempted to use their charm to manipulate the guards,
Yeah,
even though the party has agreed on a stealth approach.
right.
Or the party discovers that their minotaur philosopher ally harbors a secret shame from their past,
Okay.
one that threatens to unravel the trust they've built.
These challenges not only test the alliance,
Yeah.
but also provide opportunities for character development. And through their interactions, the players might uncover significant lore, ancient secrets, or hidden truths that propel the story forward.
So Act 2 is about testing the bond and revealing deeper layers to the story.
Right.
What about Act 3?
Act 3 brings resolution and consequences. The monster ally's fate becomes intertwined with the campaign's conclusion. They might play a pivotal role in the climax, making a heroic sacrifice, offering a crucial piece of knowledge,
Right.
or even turning against the party if their trust has been irrevocably broken.
This is where all the groundwork laid in the previous acts comes to fruition.
Precisely their story, their growth,
Yeah.
their impact on the party and the world around them,
Right.
all culminate in a satisfying and meaningful resolution.
But it's not just about fitting them into a neat structure.
Yeah.
It's about making them feel like organic parts of the story.
Absolutely. The article provides some great strategies
Okay.
for making monster allies story-driven.
For instance.
One idea is to create a parallel or contrasting journey for the monster ally that mirrors or challenges the party's main quest line.
Okay.
Imagine a party on a quest to destroy an ancient evil,
Right.
while their minotaur philosopher ally seeks to rediscover a lost library of wisdom. Their paths might intersect at crucial points, their goals either complementing or conflicting with each other,
Yeah.
adding depth and complexity to the narrative.
That's a great way to weave their personal goals into the larger story.
Right.
What other strategies does the article suggest?
The article suggests connecting past events to the monster ally's involvement.
Okay.
Maybe the party discovers that their reformed succubus was once a pawn in a long-forgotten conflict,
Right.
one that's now resurfaced and threatens to engulf them all.
So their past actions have repercussions in the present,
Yeah,
entangling them with the party's fate.
exactly.
It's not just a random encounter.
Right.
It's a story thread that's been woven into the fabric of the world. What other examples come to mind?
Prophecies. Prophecies are always a good way to create a sense of destiny.
Yeah.
Imagine a prophecy foretelling that only a party aided by a treant can defeat the encroaching darkness.
Right.
Suddenly, the alliance isn't just convenient.
Yeah.
It's essential to saving the world.
It elevates the monster ally from helper
Yeah.
to a key player in the unfolding drama. It's like they were always meant to be part of the story.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of unique solutions or insights provided by the monster ally. Maybe the party is stumped by a riddle,
Right.
and it's their myconid sovereign who, through their connection to the fungal network, holds the key to deciphering the ancient text.
It plays to their strengths,
Yeah.
highlighting what makes them unique and valuable to the party.
Right.
It shows that their way of thinking, their knowledge, their perspective, can be just as important as their ability to swing a sword or cast a spell.
For sure.
Any other tips for weaving these allies into the narrative tapestry?
The article emphasizes shared goals and intertwined destinies.
Okay.
Maybe the party and their owlbear ally both seek to protect a sacred grove from desecration. Their motives aligned, even though their backgrounds are vastly different.
It creates a common purpose that transcends their individual differences,
Yeah,
forging a bond that goes beyond simple convenience.
right.
It makes their alliance feel meaningful, almost inevitable.
And of course, there's always the potential for moral challenges
Right.
rising from differing worldviews.
Right.
Imagine a party aligned with a lawful good paladin
Uh-huh.
who struggles to accept their chaotic good goblin allies'
Yeah.
tendency to borrow items without asking.
Those clashes of personality and ideology can lead to some really interesting role-playing moments.
For sure.
It forces the party to confront their own biases and consider different perspectives.
And ultimately, it's the emotional stakes that really make a story resonate. Linking the monster ally's fate to the campaign's outcome can create a powerful sense of urgency and investment.
Imagine the party's reformed succubus ally being captured by their former demonic master.
Oh, wow.
Suddenly, it's not just about completing the quest.
Yeah.
It's about saving a friend, someone who's fought alongside them, struggled to redeem themselves and become a valued member of the group.
It raises the stakes, adds an emotional layer to the conflict, and makes the resolution all the more satisfying.
So it's clear that monster allies are more than just cool additions to a party.
Absolutely.
They're opportunities to explore complex themes, challenge assumptions, and create truly memorable stories.
And remember, the article doesn't limit itself to just these 5 examples. It encourages dungeon masters and players to think creatively, to consider any monster as a potential ally, and to imagine the unique challenges and rewards each creature might bring to the table.
A beholder who seeks to understand beauty.
Wow.
A rust monster yearning for companionship.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
Limited only by our imagination.
And that's what makes D&D and tabletop role-playing in general so captivating. It's a collaborative storytelling experience where anything is possible. Where the line between monster and ally can blur. And where the most unexpected partnerships can lead to the most incredible adventures.
Before we wrap up, I'd like to thank Kiera Mensah, the author of this insightful article, and Paul Bello, the founder of LitRPG Reads, for bringing this fascinating topic to light.
They've provided a wealth of ideas and inspiration for anyone looking to add depth, complexity, and a touch of the unexpected to their D&D campaigns.
So to our listeners, we leave you with this final thought-provoking question. What kind of monster would you befriend in your next adventure? And what kind of story would unfold?
We encourage you to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Until next time, may your adventures be filled with unexpected allies and unforgettable stories.